here we go. We are coming from Toronto, Canada. And the date is July the 12th, 1979. And we're shooting for 10:14 a.m. in 9 seconds. Your sun is in Gemini. So you're not a Cancer. Most people would think they are here. But your sun is in Gemini along with Venus. We just saw a Venus-Sun conjunct in Taurus. But this is a completely different story because your sun is in the masculine side under Pollux, and Venus is under the feminine side, which she is of Gemini. And you have Jupiter conjunct Mercury in Cancer. So you have the planet of communication with the benevolent one that rules the church in Cancer. And we have, let me do this. Earth, water, fire, and no, earth, air, water, fire. So earth, this is an air sign. This is a water sign. So you have Mercury and Jupiter in water, and you have the Sun and Venus in the air sign. Okay, and the other two air signs are Libra and Aquarius. Okay, so those are going to be what you are going to most relate with, that air quality. So we have Venus and Mercury here, and we already see Jupiter. So let's go find Mars and see where your planet of action is sitting. Now that we see you're dealing with an air sign, and your fixed Earth is in air, and your mutable Earth is in a water sign. Wow. So you have Mars in fixed Earth. And Mars deals with Aries, which is a fire sign. So none of your planets are going to be really happy at this point. None of them are in their exalted houses or in their where they're comfortable with. Not necessarily debilitated, but when you're dealing with Mars, you're dealing with fire. And your fire is in fixed Earth, the head of the bull. So that ought to tell you something about your personality right there when it comes to your actions, your masculine side, which is going to coordinate with your sun over here in Gemini. Okay, and then Venus belongs over here, but she's not in her house. She's going to add a feminine quality to your sun in Gemini because it's a split sign. It is part of the what I call the southern equinox. So yeah, had your sun been right here, you would have been what I call a true solstice baby. So your sun has reached its exalted position in the height of the sky, and it's starting its decline, where Venus is coming up to that in your birth chart. But Mars over here in the fixed Earth, okay. Your actions are a little bullheaded. You don't easily change your mind. But good side, once you set your mind to do something, you're going to do it. But it must be your choice, your idea, the way you think. And we'll get to other people's inputs when we see what the rest of the planets are telling us. So let's go to, we just seen Jupiter, so let's go to Saturn. Saturn in Leo. Another fire sign. So you got a lot of fire going on here. Air and fire. We're starting to see this pattern. Air, fire, and water. Not so much earth. Saturn in Leo. Saturn's house is Capricorn, cardinal earth. This is a fire sign. This sign belongs to the sun. So in this instant, you would see Leo infusing Saturn with actually the attributes and power of the sun, because the sun is exalted here in Leo. So, and they're Jupiter in water, which Jupiter being the church and part of Pisces is actually comfortable in water, and Saturn, your Earth is on fire. Let's go find Uranus and see what transformation you've got going on in your outer world. Uranus in Libra, another air sign. So you got a lot of air going on. And I wouldn't be surprised. Neptune over here in Ophiuchus. We've kind of been through this, that Ophiuchus wasn't actually in the charts when you were born, but it is now. So you can look at it as the fifth element of ether that they've brought down, or it's in a water sign. So you have Neptune in a water sign, and Neptune is very comfortable in water. Neptune rules water signs. So you're good here. And that will benefit your Jupiter and Mercury in the other water sign of Cancer. They're going to complement each other. Some say a conjunction is opposing, but it's not. A conjunction is together. An opposition is an opposition. And these are not opposing. They're both, all three in water signs. Neptune, Jupiter, Mercury. Uranus, your planet of outer change, transformation. We went through the industrial age. We went through the technological age under Uranus. So when it starts moving through this air sign, which is a spiritual sign, it is the sign of things unseen, untouched. You can't smell it, taste it, touch it, feel it. It is unseen, air. You can't see air. You can see the effects of the wind, but you can't see the wind. So for Uranus to be here is almost debilitated, but at the same time, let's find out what Pluto is doing on your inside. These two could be swapping places, because Uranus generally deals with the material world, while Pluto deals with that air world of things unseen. You got Pluto in Virgo, so you're part of the game changer generation. You're going to have to deal with this mutable earth whether you like it or not, simply because Pluto is there. And you don't have a whole lot going on in the earth signs. You have Saturn in fire, Pluto in earth, Uranus in air, Neptune in water, Jupiter and Mercury in water. Your Sun and Venus are in air, a lot of air and water, but there's that Mars that's in fixed earth. And your Pluto is in mutable earth. And you don't have anything on the other side of the ecliptic. So pretty much 11 a.m., I would say that Neptune and Uranus might be going down, but you have Saturn, Jupiter, Mercury, the Sun, Venus, and Mars all right here in your sky. These four came up before you were born, before your sun rose. So they're in the afternoon sky, and this is coming up over the ecliptic. You got a Mars rising in Taurus. Let's go check out your moon and see what that's going to play. Now, your subconscious mind is in air, so let's see where your conscious mind, your personality is. Oh, don't do this to me again. It's done this to me before. I don't know how how it does that. We need moon. Your moon is also in an air sign of Aquarius, so you got a lot of air going on, which is actually directly opposed to the Earth thing going on for you in Pluto. Okay, so fire opposes water, and air opposes earth. You have fire and ice, you have earth and air. As above, so below, right? Earth and air. Earth below, air above. So, yeah, let's go look and see what this is in, because you were born during the day. This moon was not actually in your daytime. It is part of your night chart, and it is a waning moon, and it looks about 2 days from being full. So that would put your first full moon in Pisces. So there's your moon, air, Uranus in air, Neptune in water or ether, depending on how you choose to look at it. So this is a little different from the other charts we've been doing, but yet you still have that Pluto in Virgo, which is going to have everything to do with Mars and fixed Earth. Again, this can be your biggest ally or your biggest problem in life, is Mars and this fixed Earth. Because Mars rules Aries. Aries is a fire sign. So you have fire in the mind. You have fire, you're bullheaded and have fire in the mind, which is you're going to have a difficult time with this Pluto in Virgo come 2020. So you're going to need to bank on Uranus being in an air sign. Just a lot of air here. Air and water. Air and water. I don't even know really how to translate a lot of that. Every one of them have been so dead on that you have nothing to work with except for your Mars, where this Pluto is concerned in your chart. You are part of this generation. You can't escape that. You're part of the changing generation. And what I'm seeing here is Mars make or break you, because Uranus being in an air sign, your moon in an air sign, and your sun and Venus in an air sign. So your love, your moon, your sun, and your transformation are all going to be in air. All of it. But your Pluto and your Mars are in Earth, mutable Earth and fixed Earth. So the transformation of your soul, your inner being, is back to Mars. Mars can make you or break you, but it's your choice. Saturn in Leo is earth and fire, so that's not a really good place that Saturn likes to be. He would rather be in an earth sign than he would in a fire sign. It's like a fire sale, right? He wants to get out of there as fast as he can. But overall, he's dominant no matter what sign he walks into. The only time Saturn really has a problem is when you hit that Saturn-Jupiter eclipse conjunction that happens every 20 years that has everything to do with your Pluto in Virgo. I wish I knew you a little better. I'm going to say you're open-minded. I'm going to say you know how to deal with this fixed Earth and Mars in it. I'm going to say that your Venus, which is fixed Earth and rules this house, being in Gemini, the sign of the air, is going to help the sun out. It's going to help you there. It's going to empower this because it's not combust. But what I would look up if I were you is Mercury conjunct Jupiter. Okay, Mercury and Jupiter are conjunct in a water sign of Cancer. And that's something you would need to look up. And again, because you have Virgo and Pluto, you need to watch Jeffrey Wolf Green, Pluto, Evolutionary Journey of the Soul. And he talks a lot about Pluto and Virgo because it expands a generation that we came from. And that's why we're all seeing these things we have in common. I have it in a playlist, Jeffrey Wolf Green. Do go look it up and watch it if you have not done so already, and check out the rest of his work, my favorite being Sidonia.